From the studios, it is Election Yard. We are here to talk about some special elections which took place on March 17th, 2026. Of course, a more notable event in politics going on today, March 17th. No, not St. Patrick's Day. I am wearing the hat. It is St. Patrick's Day, but that's not what's going on in politics. The primary in Illinois also took place. Juliana Stratton won the Democratic primary for U.S. Senate in Illinois. There were a bunch of really interesting results there, but in this video, we are going to focus on the special elections. There were 3 of them which took place, 1 in Virginia, 2 in Pennsylvania, but before we get to those, we're going to double back to March 14th, which was a Saturday. There were actually 3 special elections in Louisiana, which generated a winner. We're going to just talk about them very briefly because you will see them reflected on the tote board at the end of the video. So the first one was the 3rd Senate District in Louisiana. There were 2 Democrats in that runoff, so obviously the Democrats won that. House District 69 in Louisiana, this was a Republican hold. This was just a primary, but one of the Republican candidates got over 50% and won the seat. And then the 100th House District in Louisiana, it's the same as the first one. There were 2 Democrats in the runoff. The Democrats obviously held on to that seat, so there will be 2 additional Democrats and 1 additional Republican on the tote board at the end of the video. But we are here to focus on 3 special elections, which took place today, Tuesday, St. Patrick's Day, March 17th. So let's run through these races, and we're going to start the 98th House District of Virginia. So you see that little red splotch in the far southeastern corner of the Commonwealth of Virginia. So we'll show you where that is. It is entirely within the city of Virginia Beach. So the way this district is structured, the reaches to the southern portion of this district are very, very rural. Now, Virginia Beach is the largest city in the Commonwealth of Virginia by far, but Virginia Beach also has a lot of land area. It's an independent city. It's as big as a county, and there are urban, suburban, and rural characteristics. So the southern part of that district, running along the North Carolina border there and out by Sandbridge and then going down into Back Bay, that is a very rural area. Then as you get up towards the ocean front, really the closer you get to the Virginia Beach Expressway, 264, the more suburban, maybe a little more urban that it gets. But one thing is consistent about it, it's a pretty conservative district pretty much everywhere. Kamala Harris won very few precincts in this district in 2024. That is reflected in the results here. I will stress that these are incomplete results. It looks like there are still mail ballots to come in, so the Democratic vote may yet come up in this district, but as of the results we have now, Andrew Rice, he's an assistant Commonwealth attorney out in Virginia Beach. He's going to win the seat. He's at 62%. Cheryl Smith, she ran here just a few months ago in November 2025 against Barry Knight, the late incumbent. She got about 37.5%, so there is a swing to the Republicans here, and the GOP won this seat by about 25 points. And this does represent an overperformance for the Republicans. So again, there are some analysts out here in Virginia that do believe that with mail ballots still outstanding, that the final margin may whittle down somewhat. But at the end of the day, we're confident in saying this is going to be a Republican overperformance. Just a matter of how big. Right now, it's at about 10 points. So a good result for the Republicans here. And now we take a look at the Virginia House of Delegates. So Virginia special elections for the legislature, they come and go pretty fast. So for all the vacancies we've already had in the Commonwealth of Virginia since the last election in November 2025, those vacancies have all been filled now, both sides back to full strength. So the Democrats have a 64-36 majority. Now we move over to Pennsylvania, where the other 2 races are. So the first one we're going to talk about is HD 79. So that is a smallish kind of district in the T of Pennsylvania. And if you don't know what that is, you got Pittsburgh over to your west, and you got Philadelphia over to your east. If you cut out southwestern and southeastern Pennsylvania, what's left looks like a T. And that is where this district is. And the primary population center here, by far, is Altoona. And this district includes some of its immediate surrounding areas. This is actually a pretty conservative seat. Now, you might think, well, Altoona is probably a larger town. Maybe it's kind of blue. Well, it is not. However, the Democrats did actually hold their own here in a loss. So you'll see Andrea Vorobich has won this seat against Caleb McCoy. She got 57.6% of the vote. Caleb McCoy has 42.4%. So the GOP winning this seat by about 15. But here's the thing. Donald Trump got about 66% here. He beat Kamala Harris in this district about a year and a half ago by about 32.5 points. So now we're talking a margin of 15.2. So that is a pretty significant Democratic overperformance of about 17 points in House District 79. And it's actually going to be a pretty similar story in House District 193. So this is also in the T of Pennsylvania. This is actually to the west of York, Pennsylvania. So this is a very red area. This district also notably sits to the north of Gettysburg. So no big population centers really in this district. There are some towns, but all the big cities miss this district. This is a very red area. And the Republicans did hold it. But again, the Republicans on the numbers that we have look like they're under 60% here. So Catherine Wallen wins the seat, 59.7. Todd Crawley, the Democrat, 40.3. In both of these Pennsylvania seats, there were no Democrats running in the 2024 general election. So there's no swing to calculate. But what we can tell you is that the Democrats did overperform here as well. So Donald Trump got over 68% of the vote in this district. He beat Kamala Harris here by well over 37 points. And now the margin is under 20. So a very similar overperformance of about 18 points in this district. And now finally, we will take a look at the new Pennsylvania House of Representatives after these vacancies are filled. There is one seat still vacant, but the Democrats are at 102. That's exactly where they need to be for a majority, and the Republicans are back up to 100. So that is your look at these special elections, and now we're going to go to the big board. We're going to show you the seat standings here. So with these special election results between Louisiana and Pennsylvania and Virginia, the Democrats are at 26 plus 3. The Republicans are at 12 minus 3. And in terms of overperformances, we had to put all the Louisiana races as indeterminate because you had two races which were Democrat against Democrat, and then the jungle primary. It really wouldn't make sense to, add up all the Republican votes, add up all the Democratic votes. It's just kind of messy that way. So we put them all as indeterminate. So the Republicans do get one in Virginia, so they're up to 4, but the Democrats get 2 in Pennsylvania, and they have overperformed now in 25 special elections. So I think Democrats will probably be a little concerned about the race in Virginia, and living not too far from this district. I am not in the 98th district, but I'm very familiar with it and have spent some time in it very recently. And you didn't really see much evidence of a campaign. This is a pretty conservative area by and large. The very red districts in the southern part of the 98th kind of dominate. So I never expected the Republicans to lose the seat. It would have been a political earthquake if they had lost this seat. I think the Democrats will probably be disappointed that they didn't do better. I'm not willing at this point to really extrapolate anything beyond that, whether, people are upset with Spanberger or people are upset with the gerrymandering referendum or anything like that. I do think Republican voters were more motivated here. You didn't really see much evidence of a Democratic campaign, at least not in the parts of this district that I was in recently. But obviously the Republicans wanted to hold it. They did hold it. The Democrats, I would say probably no need to panic yet about anything like that, because you look at the board here. They're doing so well in other special elections. They overperformed just as well, if not better, in the Pennsylvania special elections. So there was something for everybody tonight in these special elections, and on we go. There'll be more on the 24th, and Election Yard will be here to follow them. Like and subscribe. Follow us on social media. We'll see you soon.